Well, howdy, folks. This is America's #1 business news podcast, Market Explainer. Before we jump into this next story, I want to tell you about Powerhouse Drones. If you're looking into getting your first drone, if you're looking into just learning about drones, go to powerhousedrones.com. This is my website. It's an Amazon affiliate website. So find a drone you like on there, you click go to Amazon, little old Danny gets a cut. Just a little bitty cut.
There you go.
Little bitty cut.
You'll learn that about Market Explainer really quick, is we don't mind sharing, and that's what, look, we all know what we're doing here, man. Come on.
Right, yeah, of course. All right, so this last story is what the big man loves to call. Let's tell you what, this is a non-story story, tell you what. Pew, 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 pew.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So, Louis Vuitton, and for those of you unaffiliated here, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy LVMH is one of the world's largest luxury goods companies.
Is it actual Louis or is it Louis Vuitton?
It is Louis Vuitton.
I've always heard Louis Vuitton. There's
in
no,
America,
even though the S, it's Louis.
It's
but
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy is the world's largest. They are, I think, the CEO or the founder of LVMH is richer currently. Right now, is wealthier than Jeff Bezos.
Really?
So, yeah. So Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos were competing for richest person in the world for a while. Out of third place comes LVMH. So,
well, there you go.
He was #1 the last time I Googled it, but by now, who knows? I think sending that dick into the sky kind of put a dinger in Bezos' bottom line. But the reason we're talking about this is Louis Vuitton. They're trying to Louis Vuitton has had a little more credibility in streetwear because they did all these partnerships with Supreme, and in order to, it's such a boomer thing too. In order to attract those younger customers, they put out a mobile video game called Louis the Game with 30 NFTs in it, 10 of which are by people, which is kind of like the Banksy of NFTs. But it's just such a boomer thing, like, what are the kids into these days? TikToking? Well, we are putting a TikToker inside of our green egg. And, it's just...
So they created a video game, an app specifically. They created an app game that follows the Louis Vuitton story way back 200 years ago.
1821.
Right, and you know what I mean, this kind of stuff. And again, I read more about that story than I really care to know today. You know what I mean, about that it took him 2 years to walk to Paris and blah, 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 blah.
Are you telling me Mrs. the Big Man doesn't have an LV purse?
I have no doubt she probably does, but God, do I care. I don't care. But so they created, and when I say they had someone create a game, right, that with the idea of all these older brands, as you said, and you know way more about this brand, what's hip than I do. Okay, I don't know or care, but my point though is they're trying to connect with younger people, right? Because you have this cyclical environment of people buying things. Champion came back. When I was a kid, Champions were cheap, right? It was cheap. Nobody wore Champions, and now Champion is everything, right? So the point though is they're trying to connect with these younger consumers with money, right? And they think, as you said, it's the most boomer thing that I have seen in quite some time. In that if you ask a boomer to go into a high school today and make a speech about entrepreneurship, and you try to add in every TikTok slang term, every whatever, that's what this looks like to me. Is Louis Vuitton somebody got taken for a ride for a game and probably got charged way too much because they said, they went into a boardroom and said, hey, you know what an NFT is? Oh, you don't? That's what everybody's talking about. We're going to put them in here. You know what an app is? Oh, those things on your phone, right? Yeah, we're going to make you a custom one. And by custom, I mean it's no different than anybody else's, but it has your name on it.
This is like in every 80s movie or like 90s movie where the white teacher goes to the urban school and they sit on the chair backwards. and they put their hat on backwards, and they're like, "Hey, man, I'm going to teach you about English with rap."
Yes, I'm going to rap to you, and we're going to connect, and somehow I'm going to save you from your horrible parent household. Yes, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah, so like LVMH's current creative director is a guy named Virgil Abloh, owner of Off-White. He's kind of like he's black. He's Kanye West's guy. So, it's brought more of a streetwear urban flair to Louis Vuitton, Moët Hennessy. Here's the point: I don't know that they care so long as they're selling stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, in order to keep the brand aspirational for young people, this is how they do it, right?
Well, but there's more effective ways to do it than be. Okay. This sounds to me like somebody young went into a boardroom of old whites, old people that didn't old whites that didn't know what they were talking about, right? But it sounded very convincing, and good on whatever company did this and got paid probably tens of millions of dollars, right? And Louis Vuitton's writing it off. They're not looking to make any money directly off of this, because the NFTs are all 30 NFTs can be earned in the game. They're not for sale. You can't go buy them. So they're not generating any money directly from the game. They want it as a marketing tool, which is probably what they were sold as. So I have no problem with them getting paid from that, but it doesn't, that their partnerships with, like they partnered in 2019 with League of Legends, one of the biggest games in the world. On the esports side or whatever, they had a company design clothing for the game in the game. That, to me, probably cost them less and benefited them more reaching those people than a game that nobody's going to download.
So here's what I think. I think this is genius. I think that I love seeing these companies, a company like Louis Vuitton, so old, older than most of the dirt
things
near my house, right? And the fact that they're willing to stay competitive and willing to try stuff, they're being Googled here, okay? They're going, is this going to work? Is this going to work?
I think that's a stretch. All right, they're being Googled. Okay. No,
what I'm saying is they're being nimble, they're being flexible, they're trying stuff. LVMH has a market value of something like $415 billion, $415 billion. So that's a lot of money. So let's say they spent 15 M's on this program, which I don't think they did. I don't think they spent 15 M's on it at all. Let's just say they did. It means nothing.
Okay.
It literally means nothing.
And I don't mind that piece of it. Some company made a crap ton of money off of them, right? That they're going to get, and good for that company. Again, and look, this is a danger for any company, right? There is a danger of any company that doesn't understand something, that comes in and spends a lot of money that they get no return on investment on because they didn't understand it, right? This is happening all over. People, I see it in the whole industry of social media marketers. 90% of them, in my opinion, are worthless. But they convince these old whites that, no, I'm awesome on Twitter. It's awesome
not about white people, okay? I don't think it's about white people.
No, it's just these old people, period, okay? Yeah. That don't understand. They walk in, I've got 50,000, Instagram subscribers or followers, so they think that person that doesn't understand what Instagram is thinks that that's impressive, so they must know all social media, because they have this one thing that looks impressive, which you don't even know if that is, right?
Hey, my now banned Twitter account had 20,000 followers. That got me a job once. So,
but that's my point. Is that's my point. So if I don't know the story behind this, but that's what it sounds like to me, is some company out there got in front of a whole bunch of old people that didn't know what they were talking about, and this sounded very cool to them. Oh, my grandkids are going to love it. Right?
Well,
my grandkid will download the LV story and play the game and.
Well, that could be the case. It also could be, like I said, their creative directors, Virgil Abloh. It's very possible that Virgil Abloh was saying, "Hey, listen, NFTs are a thing, phone games are a thing. it's a turducken. Let's just shove this thing into this thing and stick it all in the oven, right? That's what it is.
How old is this Virgil Abloh? Not that age is everything. You can know about technology and be 80 years old.
He's got to be in his early to mid 30s.
Real okay, so they have a creative director that at the very least is in the age category that you would hope that they would know what they're doing, right?
Right.
So and again, I don't want to be ageist here or any kind of ist. That's normally Danny's thing.
Oh, let me take it back. He is 40.
Okay, so I feel his pain, but my point is so I usually use the ist stuff to Danny. I usually leave that to Danny.
Leave it up to me.
Okay, but this sounds like somebody's taking somebody for a ride. I would be interested to see how many downloads this game actually gets. Right. It's not like it's going to be the next Crazy Bird or something like that.
Right.
Who's going to play this?
I don't know. I just have one question. Why can't we be the people who are taking LVMH for $15 million?
Again.
Why are we doing a podcast? Why can't we be that guy? You know?
So Danny, as we all know, loves a good scam. Or what might be a good scam. This is not a scam. They paid for a product. They're getting a product, right? So it's not a scam. It to me again is a little scammy that whoever company took their money. That no way Louis Vuitton is getting. That's not going to do what they think it's going to do. Okay, it's just not. So that's what I mean by scam. They're getting taken for a ride here, and good. And again, they're getting what they paid for. So it's not a scam. So a couple of times here we've talked about today, nice scammy behavior that Danny really enjoys, the education service that's ran by somebody that dropped out of college, the why can't we get $15 million for Louis Vuitton, giving them a white labeled game app?
Yeah. Why are we doing a podcast when we could be doing that? That's my only question.
Because I'm not that guy. Danny is, but I'm not.
Closing out the show today, I do have some unfortunate news. This will be our last episode. I received a call yesterday saying that my Social Security number has been compromised and will be deactivated. So I guess I have to leave the country now. So,
and asking you to click a link and verify all of your other personal information.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're going to really need that Avast Norton software here at Market Explainer.
The Norton LifeLock of Avast, yeah.
Danny may be calling in from a street corner next week.
All
right, folks, we'll see you next time around.
Bye now.